Hello everyone. Good morning, everyone. I would like to wish everyone a very happy 2023. Wish and hope all of us a very good start. Uh, Let me thank each and every one of you joining the call, especially MTech, our authorized Mimecast partner, to give us an opportunity to present about the solution Mimecast, a cloud-based email security solution that has been a Gartner Magic Quadrant leader, say like 7 times in a row now. My name is Suraj, and I'm the product in charge for Mimecast from Bulwark Technologies. Now, Bulwark is a value-added distributor located in Dubai and established in 1999. This is our 24th year of celebration, like we have been in this industry. Uh, we have been partnered with 22 plus technical technology vendors, and one of the prime and significant vendor is Mimecast. Now, that being said, Mimecast was found in 2003. Mimecast had a very clear base to provide email security in the first place, since as per the reports, email is the highest attack vector. Uh, we have partnered with Mimecast since 2016, and during that time, it was like we are a customer base of 20 customers over here in this region. Now, as of now, currently, there we are nearing to the customer base of 900 in this Gulf region itself, and I believe this figure itself shows a massive potential and the trust the customer holds in the solution. On a global scale, Mimecast holds over, like, say, 40,000 plus customers in totality. So, with that being said, it's with immense pleasure that I would like to welcome our speaker for the day, Ms. Natasha. She's from Mimecast, and she would be providing you a brief on the solution as well. Also, for any of the queries and questions that you're having, you're most welcome to drop in the chat box, and we'll reply at the end of this by the end of this session. Natasha, over to you.
Thank you, Suraj, and thank you, MTech team, for arranging this webinar. A very warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you for taking your time out and joining today's webinar. Let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Natasha, and I'm the Sales Development Manager here at Mimecast. I'm based in Dubai, and my focus is mainly the SMB segment or the SMB area. In today's session, I will be talking about how Mimecast helps organizations work protected by providing industry's most advanced email and collaboration security. Before we actually quick in, as Suraj mentioned, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can use the chat section below to send them across to us. Also, you have my email ID on your screen. It's nsayed@mimecast.com. You can send me an email and I'll be more than happy to assist you. I just wanted to start by sharing a bit about Mimecast. Suraj has already mentioned this. We are currently serving 40,000 customers over 100 countries. We inspect around 1.3 billion emails daily. Mimecast has 16 data centers across 7 countries. Now, it is this level of scope and scale that has given us a highly robust view of the entire email threat landscapes and helps us keep our customers safe. Uh, this slide this slide speaks for itself. We are proud to be recognized by the industry's analysts and by our customers themselves. To begin with, the world has changed. I mean, the way we work has drastically changed. It is because of the digital transformation spurred by the global pandemic. Now more than ever, it is the email and collaboration suite where the work happens. Okay, the email and collaboration suite found within Microsoft and Google are fundamentally where the work happens, and it has become our primary work surface. Now, what is the result of this? The result is it is also where the entire risk is concentrated. I will not be wrong if I say that our work surface is our primary risk surface. Now, The fundamental question which we need to ask is how our work surface has turned into the primary risk surface. And the answer is it is because of these top risk vectors or attack vectors, I can say. Number one being the malicious actors. They're highly determined, well resourced. They target M365 and Google because it presents to many people. There is a lot of data to be stolen. It also gives a lot of ways to gain access and fish and more people to fish. Second, being the employee error. It is the tendency of humans to make an error. How much ever we tell our employees or users, don't click this attachment, don't open the link, don't. But still, we are always in a hurry. We tend to open the attachment, we tend to open the link. It is our nature to trust and fall for these malicious actors. Lastly, it's the technology failure. No tool is 100%. Technologies fail. We all know that. There are vulnerabilities in technologies which is exploited by these malicious actors. Now, it's I will not be wrong when I say that the number one attack vector is the email. Pick up any industry reports, and you can see that 91% of the breaches either involves an email or starts with an email. What and the impact you can see everywhere, like every news column or every headlines has this splashed all over the impact. And how is the organization coping up with this? What is the negative consequences on the organization? It is very profound. The most visible consequence is the monetary loss. Okay, it could be either by loss of productivity or paying a huge ransom. Next coming as business disruption, being knocked off online. It has a direct impact on the productivity. The customers cannot purchase, the customers churn, and it leads to loss of momentum. And then there is reputational damage. We all know how important is a brand image and how much time it takes to build a brand image. I will not be wrong if I say that it takes years, if not decades, to build a brand image. And then there is competitive disadvantage. It leads to loss of trade secrets or loss of market position and possibility of a business failure as well. Uh, the problem here is multifaceted. I mean, if I have to illustrate and talk about give you an example of how attackers play upon and target the intersection between the communications people and the underlying data that fuels the business. These attacks are usually multi-stage, and there are multiple malicious actors involved in it. So each one of them play their part and they cash out and pass the baton to the next person. So this also reduces the risk for the individual groups. Okay. So now what these malicious actors do is they focus on the people, they do the research on the individuals, the organization, they understand the relationship, their communications channels, and they create phishing attacks or highly sophisticated social engineering attacks. And what is the favorite delivery mechanism? Of course, the email. As I mentioned to you, 91% of the cyber attacks begins with an email. The aim here is to engage the person, get them click on that link or open that attachment, and ultimately leading to the stealing of credentials. That's the main goal. Okay, and then what they do is they maximize, these malicious actors try to maximize the impact. They spread the attack laterally. They also target your business contacts. They watch your outside communications and want to make most out of these attacks. And finally, uh, the result is they exfiltrate your data and deploy the ransomware. Now, how has the industry responded to these attacks? They have responded with um, an ever-growing range of products, multiple solutions targeting different problems. Okay, so this has resulted in complexity within the security system. There is massive complexity for the security teams. There is gap in protections. There's slower response. In short, I will not be wrong if I say that the security system is spending more time in managing this technology rather than the risk. So this is the harsh reality. Our risk factors are compounded by complexity. Now, we at Mimecast focus on how we can tame this complexity without compromising the security. And that's where our system, our methodology comes in place. Mimecast work protected methodology. Okay. So we focus at protecting the communications, protecting your people and protecting your data. So how do we do that? We make your communications trusted. We all know, as I mentioned to you, that the work surface is your biggest risk surface, with email serving as an entry point for 91% of the attacks. We block even the most sophisticated email threads and keep the email flow no matter what. Then training your people, making the people tech savvy. See, humans are not only the weakest link, but their greatest asset also for the organization. So it is our responsibility to make humans the part of a security fabric. It is our responsibility to make them aware of the latest threats and how they can resist it. And lastly, is by safeguarding the data, making the data safe, secure, and compliant. And and the way we provide this value to the security team is by the Mimecast system. Our system starts with the foundation of understanding your communications, your patterns, the people whom you communicate, their behaviors. And here is a complete system. It begins with the platform. The platform is a X1 platform. It is an integrated platform of advanced technology and security services, followed by the mesh, that is Mimecast extensible security hooks. This is they are which helps us to be connected to the Microsoft, Google, and other security investments. It helps you to enhance your security investments and build a community defense. And of course, our suite of products, the most advanced email and collaboration security suite. Now, you as a customer can start. How can you start your journey with Mimecast, and how can you? I'm talking about a convenient way to begin your journey with Mimecast. You can begin it with a core product, which is the email security. We provide world-class email security with artificial intelligence and machine learning powered detection. Okay. So we protect against the most sophisticated attack. When I say sophisticated attack, it includes your phishing, your ransomware, your zero-day attack, social engineering attack, malware, weaponized attachment, malicious URL. We block the most dangerous attack. And of course, there are other extension. There is DMARC Analyzer. It will help you to protect your domains from being used in phishing emails and other cyber crimes. It will give you visibility and full control over your domains. When we talk about protecting your people, it is our flagship product, our security awareness training. It's one of a kind. We have won a lot of industry award for this. It's very engaging. It is humor driven. So we try to engage the user with the awareness training, educate them about the latest threat and how you can resist it. And then there is the internal email protect, which prevents the attacks from being spread laterally within your organization and as well as outside to your uh, and also the way we are the way we do our archiving is it's like we have the fastest search SLA search in the industry. It's a 7-second search. We do not charge on the amount of data. So there are a lot whole array of products here. I will not be going in detail each product because it takes because it's huge and it would take a lot of our time. So if you're interested in knowing more about any of the products, just send me an email or send or use a chat section and say that they are interested in so and so product. I can have a detailed demo session about these products with you. Okay, so this is our entire product portfolio, and yet it's not only about just about a technology, about a strategy, or the suite capabilities. Your journey with Mimecast is based on a 20 years industry experience. Okay, we bring the expertise to ensure that the implementation is both timely and as expected. um, there is We provide the best support, industry leading support. There is telephone support and email support. There is self-service access to the Mimecast community page, including the knowledge base, customer forum, support system, support ticket system, and of course our customer success team. You have a dedicated customer success manager who helps you to optimize your deployment and get most of Mimecast. And Um, I would like to end this webinar by telling you that Mimecast turns the email and collaboration protection into the eyes and ears of your organization. We transform cybersecurity from a reactive defense to a proactive threat protection, thus making the organization's work protected. Um, if there is any questions, we are open to questions. Do let us know if you want me to speak upon anything, highlight on something else. I'll be more than happy to do that.
Thank you so much, Natasha, for the insights shared. Really appreciate it. Team, I would like to know with regards to any of your queries or questions that you are holding up. We can You can definitely put it across in the chat box, and we can just look at that part now. Chat box.
I just got a question saying that does it work similar to Microsoft 365? I think it was from Sajid. Sajid, we are proud to be the number one cybersecurity companion through for M6 365 and Google Workspace. There are a lot of security gaps when it comes to M365, um, um, especially when it comes, yeah, when we talk about the security. So we are the must-have companions to them. Uh, it's always better to have an added layer of security, an extra layer of security with Mimecast. That's why we say that we are the must-have companion for M365.
Natasha, there's one more question from Naveed. He's asking if there is any awareness video for the end user.
Yes, of course. There is an awareness training video. I can share the link with you to watch those videos as well. The way that we do awareness training is uh, the videos are short, humorous. We have it is based on different modules. The characters are same in all the videos. It is enacted by the TV professionals, so it's very engaging. When it comes to awareness training, the challenge what we have realized is it is that engaging the user. Because to be very frank with you, most of us sit through awareness training just because we have been asked to it, and our manager is behind us without paying attention. So engaging the user is the main and the most important thing, and that's what our awareness training videos are meant for. I will share a link for the awareness training videos. You can watch the sample videos after the session. I'll just take down, so let's just take down the name and we can share the more information about awareness training, and also we can have a detailed demo on that, Naveed.
We'll do that. Yeah, sure, sure. And Sajid, if you're having more questions, you can put it across for sure. So Natasha, there's one more question from Sajid. He's asking implementation on server that is at the end user side.
Sajid, we are a cloud-based solution. We have nothing to do with your servers. Your email environment could be anything. You could be on hybrid, cloud, or on-prem. It doesn't matter to us. Mimecast Cloud sits above your email environment. Your MX will be pointed at Mimecast, and yeah, MX will be point. We are the starting point of entry for the emails. We scan your emails and we make sure that your emails are safe, and we share it to we then pass it down to your Office 365 and then to your users, whatever it is. Suraj, can you tell me the question because I cannot share it because I'm
No problem. So
very
like Sajid also wanted to know like will it work with the normal VPS?
with the normal
VPS. I believe Sajid, is it VPN you're asking?
VPN, I think. I saw a question that where is your data center for Middle East
Yeah, it's
and
from
India
Muslim.
customer? Yeah, for Middle East and India customer, the data center, Mimecast data center is based in Europe. Yeah, I already answered Sajid's question.
Yeah, okay.
Um, if anybody wants a detailed thing about email security, I can present that now as well because we have some time in hand. I just tried to keep the webinar short and just give you the point of view because I didn't want to burden with more information. But if you want to talk, if you want me to talk detailed about email security, because I saw a question about how we protect against ransomware, I can do that as well. So just let me know if you have time. I can present about email security. Yes, Sajid, I was
Natasha, I
sharing.
believe, yeah. And Sajid, yeah, he wants to share it like, the
Email
details in
security.
his email ID. Yeah.
Email ID, or do you want me to present it? I thought Navid said it will be good. I don't know. I'm not sure.
If a brief on with regards to email security, if you can,
Yeah,
I guess
I'll
like
do
it
that.
should.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I'm
There
just
are like
trying.
over a couple of questions basically.
Yeah, okay. So I will do that. I'll just show you the screen. Let me share my screen again. See, when it's webinar, you do not know what is the requirement, like how the people will be, how the attendees will be, and what is the level of interaction. So I'm very glad that you wanted a session, you wanted something more about email security, and I will present that. So, so our email security includes your secure email gateway along with targeted threat protection. Okay. So when I say secure email gateway, what you get with it is you get your antivirus, you get all the basic like antivirus, anti-spam, basic email hygiene. There is email signature disclaimer. You can maintain uniformity in all your email signatures. Apart from that, you have access to threat intelligence dashboard. When I say threat intelligence, it gives you insights about what threats your organization is facing, um, uh, who are the users, which users have been targeted the most, the recently observed indicators of compromises. So all that you get with secure email gateway, and along with that you get targeted threat protection. So when I say targeted threat protection, it provides protection against sophisticated email attack. When I say sophisticated email attack, it includes your ransomware, malware, protection against malicious URL, weaponized attachment. So what you can see on the screen is just a graphical representation of our email security inspection funnel. See, when I say email security, there are a lot of other security vendors doing the same, but ultimately it boils down to one simple question: what is the efficacy level? What are the scan engines they're using? Are they using machine learning and artificial intelligence? Because our email security is AI and is powered with AI and machine learning. So um, on the screen, you can see three different funnels. So in the center of the funnel is basically what we check for the spam and your impersonation protection, which is your SEO fraud. If there is an attachment, then we check, we make sure that the attachment is safe and it goes ahead for the attachment inspection. If there is an URL, then we focus on we check the URL is safe or no. So on an average, a Mimecast receives, as I mentioned to you, 1.36 billion emails, 1.3 to 1.6 billion emails. But most of these emails are bad. These are spam. So we block out 60% of the emails are that. So it is purely based on, when we block them out, it's purely based on who is sending it and from where it is coming from. So the top three layers, we just do that. So the first thing what we check is we check against the block and permit list of the organization. So if you have decided to put some sender in the block list, we'll go ahead and block it. In the same way, if you've decided to put some senders in the domains in the whitelist, we'll whitelist them. But only thing what we'll not check for is we'll not check for spam. But then we'll do all other checks like DNS authentication checks, DLP checks, antivirus check. It is that just because you have whitelisted it for spam doesn't mean that it is a clean email. It could have malware, it could have virus. So we do all other checks. Also, what most of our customers do is they add their own domain list in the tenancy block list, because there's no necessary to for you to receive an email from someone pretending to use your domain. So that's a part of a default configuration. Then we do the DNS authentication check. Mimecast enforces the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC policies on all the inbound emails to make sure the sending server is legitimate and it's not spam. We do the reputation checks. We don't check against one, two, or three. We check against 7 public, commercial, and spam reputation lists. Also, we do something called as gray listing. So the first time sender and recipient combinations go through gray listing. Now, for example, if Suraj sends me an email for the first time, my mail server can send a request to Suraj's mail server to wait for 1 minute and resend this email. Okay, this is a very common phenomenon in the email world. Mimecast uses the SNTP code to do this, but most of the spammers will not comply. They will because it takes a lot of time and resource, and rather they can send another 5 million emails at the same time. So Mimecast uses this trick to block away most of the spam. Then we check the actual content of the email for spam. We use a service provider called as RSpamD. We give it a total spam score. Yes, Vijesh, it will work with M365. We have an integration with the M365. We are the must-have companions for M365 and Google Workspace. Okay. So then we check the actual content of the email for spam. We add it as score along with the spam score, and then we go ahead and do. We also have our Mimecast SOC team, a 24-bar available SOC team um, that evaluates the customer submitted spam reports, and we add it to the total spam score. Then we do the DLP checks. You can either use Mimecast built-in dictionary or have your own created. Maybe a word or group of words could be given a score, and when the score hits the threshold, policies will be applied. Coming to the main one, the impersonation protection, and I saw one of the question also that how we do the impersonation protection. See, the way we do the impersonation protection, it's very granular, it's policy driven, and admin has full control. Now, you would have, we have, you would also, like, there is a rise in these impersonation attacks. These are also called as a business email compromise, CEO fraud, whaling. These emails look like normal emails. They may not have any malware attached to it. They may not have many malicious URLs. So it's very difficult for a normal or a layperson to identify them. So Mimecast uses artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, and we look at the key indicators in the email. We look at 4 or 5 key indicators, and if we find that key indicators, it's like one hit. So what are those key indicators? The first key indicator is display name spoofing. Now, it could be a coincidence that the display name matches to somebody of your organization, some C-level person or some VIP, but it's an indicator of suspicion for impersonation attack. So it's one hit. Reply to address mismatch, another key indicator found, another hit. Similar address or similar domain, See, for example, if it's Bulwark, the B in the Bulwark is slightly changed. These are called as homoglyphs, homographs. A naked eye cannot identify them. So we look at that. We also scan the body of the email for words like urgent, wire transfer. This can also be customized. You can have your own custom target thread dictionary as well, which is relevant to your organization. So we look at all those key indicators, and if we find 4 or 5 key indicators in the email, then it's an impersonation attack. Mimecast recommends that you go ahead and block it. If it's 2 or 3, then we add a banner saying external suspicious. It can also be held for admin review. Admin can review it, and if it's legitimate, he can release it. So that's how we do the impersonation protection. So it's very granular, policy driven, and admin has full control as compared to others in the market. It's only a click on and click off button, but ours is policy driven. So I think we'll take some of the questions. Suraj, any question pertaining to spam on impersonation protection? You can let me know.
Spam, it was there, and then there's one question from Mohammed Saif. Like he's asking how we can secure our mails when someone is sending a phishing message.
That's by having Mimecast. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah. So we catch it and the top. See, when it's a phishing email, there are, see, that one thing, Mohammed, there is multiple. One thing about Mimecast is we solely don't rely on a single source or a single service provider to do the check. So as you can see on the screen, there are multiple layers of check. There are multiple scan engines used. There is AI technology used. So that's how we prevent the phishing emails or spam. Even in terms of spam, you can see that we are just checking for spam here, and we're checking for the DLP checks. We're doing the impersonation check. So having Mimecast will prevent the phishing emails. And okay, so I will move on next to the attachment inspection. Especially, I saw one question about malware. So once we have uh, done the check for the spam, and it is not a spam, it's a legitimate email. It's a legitimate email. If the email is having an attachment, then we separately go ahead and check if the attachment is safe or no. So the first thing what we do is we check for the macro and dangerous file type. If we find them, we'll go ahead and block it. Then we check the hash value of the file against 2 kinds of check: Maverick check and commercial AV engine check. See, again, the golden rule: we solely don't rely on a single check. So commercial AV engine check is like we check against 3 commercial scanners, Sophos being one, Bitdefender being one, and one more. And also our MSOC team makes sure that these scanners are performing the task properly. They're constantly reviewing the efficacy and efficiency of these scanners as well. Maverick AV check is nothing but Mimecast database. We have a huge database by inspecting billions of emails daily. So we check against that. If it's flagged off, then the attachment is removed. Now, these malicious actors are getting more and more advanced. So what they're doing is they're developing the malware in such a way that it escapes the traditional virtual sandboxing, which most of the service providers or the vendors use outside. So it becomes very important to probe it by using other methods. So what we use is we use artificial intelligence. We have partnered with Solvit, and we, as soon as email comes with an attachment, it's broken down and we check for the malicious activity at the code level. So this is extremely fast. We catch most of the malware, and also there is no latency. You would have noticed that sometimes when it comes to sandboxing, there is a latency depending upon the size and type of the attachment, which is not there when we use static file analysis. Now, hardly any emails, like a very small portion of the emails that filters through that static file analysis is not being able to make a judgment, passes to sandboxing. And even in sandboxing, we use Lastline as a sandbox technology partner. So this is a hardware emulator. So as compared to the traditional virtual emulator, these are much better at detecting malware and also at evading malware. So that's how we do the attachment inspection. Suraj, any questions to take here?
Natasha, yeah, there are
Yeah,
there are questions. So
yeah.
Judy wants to know about the license details.
Okay, license details. I will mention after the okay. License is based on the number of users, active email users. So we it's subscription based license, yearly subscription, and it's based on the number of users. Okay, Judy.
And there's one question like if we are storing any emails or like do we have any kind of multiple copies?
No, only if you have subscribed to our archiving, then we keep it is for 99 years. Otherwise, your data will be just by default, it is only for 1 month. And that also, it's only the metadata, not the entire information.
And even the archival folder will be lying with the end user only.
Yeah. In case
And
of archiving, your data will be stored in triplets in three different data centers. That is, if you subscribe for our archiving is for 99 years. And it's bottomless archiving. It's immutable. You cannot delete any data or any information.
and there's one question from Nirmal. He wanted to know, like, why we cannot see the time of the email received or sent
We
in
can,
UA time. Yeah.
we can see that on our dashboard. Especially when you pull out the reports, you can exactly see the date, time, the IP address from which it has come. We can get all the information there,
So
especially
we
on
can we
reports.
can track the messages with
Yes,
these details.
yes, you also can see if any attachment has come, what time it came, how much time it took to process the email attachment, to check the attachment, 1 second, millisecond. You can see that. That's also there. All the
Right.
information will be there. Okay. So quickly moving.
Now
Yeah, yeah,
there's one more question,
yeah.
Natasha. So Dexter wants to know, will the impersonation protection prevent an attacker from changing the characters or removing a character from the display name?
Yes, we identify that. Okay, so it will not prevent. The attacker will do that. So you will be notified. So like those are called as homoglyphs and homographs. If something is changed, we identify it. So we come to know that it's an impersonation attack. We block it. Okay, so you will not
And
get that.
even if the URL is being changed
Yes.
while being sending the email,
Yeah.
it's that is also being constantly being checked in real time, right?
Yes, right. So that comes under the URL inspection. So as
Right.
soon as so what happens here is, see, I'm just taking example of Suraj. So Suraj got an email from my side with an URL, and Suraj was busy. He didn't open the email. He didn't click on the URL. Then he went on vacation. He came back. So in this time, a good site can turn into a bad site. So what these malicious actors do is initially they'll send you a clean URL, and maybe after a week or so they inject the malicious payload, and now your clean site has turned into a bad site. So it's very important to probe the URL, do the URL inspection in two different ways. And the way we do it is at pre-click level and post-click level. So pre-click happens at the gateway. So as soon as an email comes, we check for all the URLs. It could be in the message, body, header, calendar invite. It may or may not have HTTPS, www, doesn't matter. We rewrite all the URLs using Mimecast shortening service. So this is something that differentiates us as well, that rewriting all the URLs. At this point, we'll not block any emails based on the URL. We'll just do the analysis of the URL and add a score to the total spam score. But the actual work happens post click. Since we have rewritten the URL, when your user clicks on it, we receive it at the backend and we rewrite it to the original form. Now, the malicious actors, what they're doing is they're just trying to trick the security system. So they'll hide the malicious side behind many redirects. You would have seen that sometimes a URL leads to many redirects. So we follow all those redirects until the final destination is discovered. And then we check against the customer block and permit list. We check against Mimecast block and permit list, which is maintained by our MSOC team. We do third party domain and IP reputation checks as well. You can see on the screen the open source and commercial list used for checking. Also, these days, what these attackers are doing is they do not send the malware directly attached to the email. They'll attach the dangerous file and to the URL. So you would have noticed that URL would sometimes lead to a file download. Now we make sure that the file is safe. the file passes through the same level of detailed inspection as I mentioned to you in the attachment inspection, and only the clean file will be given to the user. Also, each time the user clicks on the link, there is real-time deep inspection and analysis of the page content. The URL itself is scraped and analyzed. The riskiness of the page is given a score. We use machine learning here, and only the clean site is given access to the user. So that's how we do the URL inspection. Any questions to take, Suraj, here?
Dexter also wants to know why Mimecast is detecting this word PO Box 1234. I didn't get you, Dexter. Is it like something like this PO box came in email and it's been marked as spam, something like that?
I guess Dexter is an existing customer. I'm assuming that with the question. Or
I so I'm not sure.
okay, what we'll do is we'll have a call with Dexter to understand his question better. We'll take it separately. Just take down Dexter's name and Dexter, just drop in your number and email ID, and I'll get back to you. Okay?
Yes, yeah, sure. He's an existing user customer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we will get back to him.
No problem. And
Maybe there is
apart from that,
some tweaking is required for your settings or something like that. We will get back to you. Yes.
Dexter noted your number and mail ID. Yeah. Apart from that, okay.
What happened?
Mohammed,
Okay. Yes, I saw
Mohammed,
Mohammed's question. Yeah.
yeah,
What happened if the attachment is encrypted? There is an auto decryption mechanism in the attachment inspection policy. If you are able to find the key for that attachment in the email, we'll go ahead, decrypt it, and it will go through those other checks of the attachment inspection. Otherwise, by default, it will be held for admin review.
okay. We'll wait for like a few minutes before we end this session. Like Natasha, do you have to add anything more?
No, from my side, I did speak about email security. I covered it in detail when it comes, since we got a lot of questions about ransomware, malware, and how we do the impersonation protection. So I have covered that, the main part of the core of Mimecast. I've covered email
Right.
security. So we'll keep it open for some more time for questions. And
Sure.
also, if anybody is interested in having a detailed demo, just put the message in the chat box, or else you can directly send me an email as well. My email ID is nsayed@mimecast.com. N as in Nancy, Sigma, Alpha, Yankee, Echo, Delta. So we can have a detailed demo session arranged.
Alternatively, you can even get in touch with our authorized partners, MTech, and like for sure, like they can get in touch with us
Yes,
as
yeah. I hope
well.
you've not
Natasha,
missed
we'll
out.
just
Yeah,
yeah, we'll just wait for like another 5 minutes before we wrap up.
yeah. I hope. Okay,
Okay. Take it.
I got a question about web security. Mohammed, I think from Mohammed. Mohammed,
Yeah.
web security protects against malicious and inappropriate web use, and it provides visibility and control over the employee's cloud application use. So what happens is, and how it works is, when the user clicks and types an address into the browser, web request is forwarded to Mimecast Web Security for inspection and resolution. Then we check against the acceptable policies which your organization has applied. We also scan the web for the malicious content, and the access to the site is, if it's clear, we give the access to the site. If it's blocked, then it's blocked. Yeah. There is no delay.
Judy.
It's all, yeah, there is no delay. It's all happening in the real time. This is just, as I mentioned to you, this is just a graphical representation just to make you understand the in-depth checks and different scan engines we use.
So Judy, I believe like you're asking about the latency.
Yes, Rahman. Yes,
Yeah.
Mohammed, you
Yeah.
can block or allow. It's as per the policy set by the organization. Yes. And also what we check is we check for the malicious content as well. It's first we check against the organization policies, if you have allowed the website, and then we do the malicious content check. If it's clear, we give access. If it's no, it's blocked. Okay, Mohammed, you need a POC, no worries. I think you've reached out to the MTech team. They will assist you, and also we are there to run a POC session, to run a detailed demo session. We can do it. Thank you, Naveed. Renju, I think you have got the thing about impersonation attack. We have covered that in detail. Mohammed Saif Masood was talking about spam emails and junk emails. So I have spoken about that also. We have a detailed spam check. And when it comes to spam, our SLA is 99.9%. Nobody can beat us when it comes to spam and antivirus. So I've spoken about that as well. I'm just going through the questions. Yeah. Sajid, we will share extra details on your email ID. Suraj, just keep a note of it on Sun Metal group. We need to share extra details.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've answered almost all the questions, and we did cover a detail about email security as well.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining this webinar. It was a very interactive webinar. I think hardly we come across sessions like this. I think the MTech team will agree, and even Bulwark team will agree. It was very interactive. We got a lot of questions. So it was a great webinar. I again thank each one of you for taking out time and being present here. Uh, we will get back to you on some of your requests for demo session and more details. And uh, have a great day. Thank you. And thank you, Suraj, and thank you, MTech team, for arranging this.
Thank you, Natasha, for the insights that you have shared. It was like really helpful, and really thanks for the presentation that you had shown across. MTech team, special thanks to you for arranging this session. It was really wonderful for the participation that has been shown. And thank you each and every one of you again from Bulwark, as well, especially. So we'll definitely get in touch with you for all the questions that has already been noted from my end as well. Once again, thanks again. Thank you so much, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much, Suraj and Natasha from Mimecast. This session was very effective. And to all the participants, we will be sharing the feedback form to you. Kindly fill in those feedback form and we'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much and have a good day.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks, team. Thanks to all the customers who were there. Cheers. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.